This is a 1951 Ford F-1. We're going to take it for a quick drive and I'll show you around the truck. This truck just gets up and goes. It's got a Nova front clip on it, or Camaro front clip, I believe is what it is. The 350 V8, 350 turbo automatic transmission. This thing steers 100% perfect. I mean, this truck is everything you would expect for a, for a truck that's been clipped. Power steering, power disc brakes, just runs really nice and straight down the road. Super easy to drive. This is one of the trucks that I actually don't drive a lot of my vehicles very often. We buy and fix them up a little bit and resell. So a lot of what we do is, in the shop, and then we put them up for sale, and that's about it. But every once in a while, I'll throw a dealer tag on one, and this is one that I've done that too. This truck just runs so good. Of course, it's got the replaced steering column with the tilt steering. Cruise control, I don't believe, is hooked up, but the turn signals are. You can see that. Speedometer is not hooked up. I'm not sure exactly why. It may have been a little bit squeaky, but the oil pressure gauge is working, as well as the water gauge. Of course, it's still cool right now. Looks like the voltage meter is not hooked up, and I think that the fuel gauge still needs a new sending unit. So let me let you listen to this engine real quick. Grab this rag out of here. Got new dual exhaust. It really just purrs like a kitten. Actually got this truck from an older gentleman who was driving it pretty regularly. It's a nice, quiet, real good running truck. I'll turn the key off. I think they painted this black gold. I'm not exactly sure why, but it was clean enough. I didn't want to mess with it. Looks like it's got a new alternator, brand new matching aluminum finned valve covers and air cleaner. Really set it off. Like I said, power disc brakes in the front, power steering. And it looks like they did a real good job putting this clip in. They put the whole clip in. Trying to let the camera adjust here for the sunlight. Nice. This is a real, pretty much rust-free truck. I think we're gonna go looking for rust in this video, and sometimes I find it. I actually hadn't driven this truck in about 2 weeks, just got back from India. So aluminum radiator, keeps it nice and cool. And here's the front of the hood, in good shape. And somebody's kind of making a little hot rod out of this. Actually put a Jaguar, it's a Jaguar emblem on the front, little hood ornament, which is pretty cool. Beautiful two-tone, driver quality from bumper to bumper. The quality of this paint is consistent, nice and shiny. Not perfect, the body work isn't perfect. It wasn't 100% perfectly blocked on the bed, and that's not unusual, but the fenders are nice and smooth. Doors are nice and smooth, cab corners are rust-free, and overall, this is just a sharp little truck. So I'm going to get right up on it and nitpick a little bit, and you can just see that, there's just going to be little imperfections, in the body work here. I mean, price reflects quality, obviously, but this is a really good, value for a nice driver quality vehicle. Tiny little spot there. Drip rails are in great shape. Glass appears to be, or windshield appears to be new with new weather stripping. Actually, a lot of the, I'm not sure, but I think maybe all the windows have been replaced, now that I think of it, now that I'm looking at it, including the felt in here, so you don't have any rattling of the windows. Cab corners, excellent condition. And I'm not sure if those have been replaced. They may be new. They may be original. We're going to tell when we look up underneath it. What I was saying about not blocking is, you know, there's a couple spots along the side of the bed, especially on the other side, where you can see just a little bit of skim coat and it wasn't blocked out perfect. But man, even this tailgate's nice and straight. Really, overall, I would call this a pretty straight body with really just only a couple of real minimal spots if we're trying to get super picky with it. But look how shiny that paint is. I mean, does not need paint. So another thing is, these are actual original like 1960s spoked wheels, Chevrolet style, and man, those are really cool. They're R14s. They got great rubber on them. I thought about throwing some 17 or 18 inch chrome wheels on this truck, which would really give it like a cool lowrider look. But man, these old school spoked wheels have been painted to match, and they look really cool. They set the truck off, and I didn't want to mess with it. You know, kind of leave something for the next guy to do. I thought that was an imperfection. That's a leaf. So chrome overall looks real good. Light covers, lights work, turn signals work, brake lights work. Got a nice looking oak wood bed. Looks like it was put in a couple of years ago. It's still in great shape. So body wise, there's nothing I would do to this truck. If I was going to personally keep this truck, this exterior of the truck, I wouldn't do anything to it all. Maybe would think about throwing some 17s or 18 inch chrome wheels on this thing just to give it a little more hot rod modernized look. But other than that, I'd probably go after the interior on this truck. That's just my personal flavor. I would either clean these door panels up. Somebody did these custom style door panels. And then maybe do the seat cover to match. And this is why I decided not to do anything. So you've got the headliner that matches the door panels. So throwing a nice looking seat cover on this to match with the buckskin would probably be the least expensive way to go. Or, you know, go through and redo the door panels a little more original. It's really your choice. This is a great truck that's already got all the hard work and expensive work done. So I'd put a, you know, nicer wood grain steering wheel on it, but I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't want to make that decision for the next guy. I'd rather just sell it a little bit cheaper than trying to make it perfect. I'm not into these aftermarket gauges. I appreciate the fact that they didn't cut the dash and these are the original holes, so I'd probably go back with something a little more original, or the Dakota digital dash gauges that look a little more original but, you know, new. Other than that though, you can see the gauges, the dashboard, I mean, has not been cut or molested, so it looks really good. It's got the sun visors in here with the rear view mirror, electric windshield wipers, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yep, so that's a nice upgrade. Only thing that doesn't work, I think, electrically is a horn, which is not unusual. It does have this little bit unattractive kind of, you know, this is obviously out of a newer vehicle. That's not the most attractive thing, but I see a lot of guys have their upholstery shop, you know, 50, 75 bucks, you actually have the upholstery shop make the sleeve. There may be a way to move that too. You can see that the floor has Dynamat and a new carpet kit. So I actually probably would have not even put these floor mats back in. I think the truck looks better without them, but I put them in just to protect the carpet for the next guy. It drives awesome. Still got the original gas tank in the back. Like I said, I think the sending unit's all it needs. Let's take a quick look up underneath this truck. And it's pretty low to the ground. Got a few spots. One little spot right there. Looks like it's got a little bit of filler. That's not unusual for that little support beam there to be rusted out of almost every F1 that I get in. Looks like the one thing that I really appreciate they did is, so you can see here where they put the clip, they put the entire clip in and welded it all the way across. And I really prefer when they're done, that they're done this way. A lot of guys are cutting the clip about right here and then doing this nasty looking weld. This is done right. You know, if you're going to clip a vehicle, this is done right. Look at those floor pans. They're in awesome condition. Cab corners. I think that's some paint flaking there. I can't quite get my head up all the way in there. but I actually believe that that's some paint flaking. Floor pans look rust free. Actually, I don't know that there's any rust on this truck. This may be a rust-free truck. Oh no, that is a spot right there. I can see it from here. So there's some rust on the inner cab corner there. But that actually appears to be the original cab corner, which I think is really awesome. That always impresses me to see that. Now this is an all steel body. There's no fiberglass on it. The rear end's been replaced with the Camaro 10-bolt rear end, so it really, you know, scoots down the road. 75 miles an hour is no problem for this truck, and if you really want to get on it, it'd probably do 90. Nice clean inner fender wells with no rust. Pollen here, and Georgia's getting me just about the time I complete an engine detail. So you can see that there's some mud in there. Georgia red clay. Wasn't able to get that completely cleaned up. Not seeing any rust in those cab corners though. I mean, I'm sorry, inner fender wells. Excuse me. Love these, you know, just details like this, you know, aluminum step up. Really nice. Looks like the frame supports on this side are in good shape. The step-up supports is what I meant. Again, nice, clean, rust-free cab corner over here. Rust-free frame rails all the way down. New dual exhaust. There's some cherry bombs on there, nice and mellow sounding. Actually pretty mellow sounding for cherry bombs. Usually they get a little more aggressive. So man, what an awesome truck. Tinted windows too. Like I said, the glass is replaced with tinted windows. And man, I really love this truck. The thing I love about these is you got the iconic look. It's a little bit lowered. Wouldn't be real easy to kind of like finish it off with a hot rod style if you wanted to change the wheels. Although these 60s wheels are the old 60s style hot rod look. Really maybe just do a little, you know, little projecting on the interior. But if you like this color scheme, I do. I wasn't sure about it when I saw it in the pictures, but when I walked up to it in person, I just really fell in love with this color scheme. It's got a metallic to it, the metallic copper kind of color on the fenders with the burgundy. The paint is in great shape. The glass looks awesome. All the weather stripping's new. Like I said, all the hard work's been done. This truck is turnkey as far as mechanically turnkey. You turn that key, fires right up, it's ready to drive around, and maybe just a little bit of interior work to finish it off, and you have a killer rod.